Happy Friday, my loves, and welcome to part 2 of Britechester Boarding School. Now, I did think that this video was going to be a lot longer than what I thought. Looking at my footage, I'm usually quite good at timing it and knowing how long it's going to be. And it's only about 15 minutes of actual me furnishing the place. And I think it's because it took me hours to pick the furniture. So I really could have put this all in one video, to be honest. And you've all said that you like extra long videos, so I'm going to remember that for next time. Or extra long speed builds, shall we say. So I'll remember that for next time, so do excuse me. But anyway, here we are, furnishing the bloody lot. Starting first off in the Great Hall, the entrance hall, the Great Hall, we're calling it. And it is just this huge triple-story height room that kind of caters and halves the school, and all the corridors come off of it. And it's just done in this very regal sort of medieval-ish, I'm going to say, sort of medieval. I would imagine this school is several hundred years old, and it's been in the country for years, and lots of people have gone here over the years. Famous Sims, we're going to say. And yeah, that is the storyline. So what has it got? Well, here we go. The big Great Hall, of course. It's got a big kitchen area, mainly for staff, but I've been finding that the children have been eating in there, which I'm not too bothered about. They don't really tend to use the big dining room that I've used, which is a little bit annoying. I mean, I could lock the doors and stuff, but then it kind of makes it difficult for them to go and get food and things. So it's a workaround that you'll have to try and figure out if you do download this lot, and let me know how you did it, because I'd be very interested. Yeah, it's got a dining room as well. It's got 2 classrooms. One of them is mainly a kind of like very sit-down classroom with desks and stuff, but it's also got an arts room as well, where they do science, music, and art. So I just wanted 2 separate classrooms, really. And this is where they tend to congregate. They tend to go in that classroom and congregate in there. It's also got 2 dormitories, one for the boys, one for the girls. And it's also got staff bedrooms. It's got, how many staff bedrooms? It's got 2 teachers' rooms, so you could have more than one teacher, which is quite interesting. And it's also got 2 bedrooms downstairs that I've catered for kind of like kitchen staff and also caretaker staff. I made a caretaker sim that doesn't do anything, really. I made them kind of fix objects and clean, and they don't do neither. I think that the sim in question was also pregnant by an alien, because she was wandering around pregnant and glowing green. I've no idea what was going on there. But everything else seems to work really nicely. It's also got, I think it's got multiple bathrooms. I can't even remember how many bathrooms. I think there's 2 on the ground floor, and there's about, there's 2 en-suites with the teachers' rooms. There's also a huge bathroom and toilet with lots of showers and toilets in that one. So your Sims aren't going to be weighing themselves. It's absolutely fine. So this is the first classroom that I wanted to do. So I wanted a very classic looking boarding school classroom. So I just put in a nice desk with several other smaller desks, obviously for where the children. And I found that they sit down if you hold like a lecture. And by lectures, I don't mean the one that came with businesses and hobbies. I don't know how that would work in here with children. I have no idea. But because my sim is very highly skilled, he was given an archaeology lecture. And I thought, oh, that kind of like makes it feel like it's a history lesson. So they come in here and sit down, and they all sat down as well. I was very surprised, and listened to the archaeology lecture. I thought that was amazing. I put several PCs around the lots as well, which they tend to use in their free time more than anything. And they tend to play games and stuff in them. But I don't know. I just thought it run quite nicely. I managed to find how to make the uniforms work. So excuse me, it wasn't the game that was broke. It was just me being dense and not being able to, yeah, I didn't know how to do it. I had to put it in there like I don't even know. I can't even explain how I did it. It's just in the menu and I was stupid. I was doing it through the build menu and I think that was the problem. There we go. Anyway, we are on to the arts classroom now. So as I said, they come in here and do crafts like arts and crafts and stuff. I really wish that child sims could use like the easel and things. I don't think they can they? I really wish that they could. I think that would be really cute. But these are good enough because they sit down and do crafts. And they just looked a bit ugly. So I kind of hid them with some storage, the creative tables. And another thing that was really ugly was the science tables, you know, where they go up and they do little potions and stuff. I wish we had some new ones of them because I do like the animations and the gameplay that come with the science tables. I think it's really cute. But yeah, I still managed to make it fit in. I did this almost little semi-kitchen-esque looking area. I didn't want it to look like a science lab. I wanted this to be a very posh boarding school. So I wanted everything to kind of fit in with the aesthetics that we've got going around. So there's obviously wood galore. And I just wanted it to look really old. And I think that I think we achieved that. But this is a fun room during the day because the kids just come in here and go riot, to be honest with you. Loads of them on the violins and stuff. I know that children can use the piano, but do they have to be a certain skill on something before they use it? Like, I can't remember. Is it creativity skill? Do they have to be high in that? Can't remember, but it's definitely one of them, I think. But yeah, I still put pianos everywhere. There are also 2 more pianos. I put one in the dining room and I also put one in the Great Hall as well. So there's you're laden with pianos in this place. You're going to be absolutely fine. You really are. You really are. Anyway, what are you lot getting up to over the weekend? I'm going to London tomorrow. Tom has booked a nice fancy hotel in London for me and him to go and stay. It's one of my birthday presents. And we're just going to have a good old jaunt up there until Monday. So I'm very excited about that. Couple of days in London. I haven't been to London quite a while. So it's going to be nice. I'm looking forward to it. Looking forward to gallivanting around. I really am. But yeah, this is that little science area. Decided to putting down some anti-slip mats as well, and a little stool for them to kind of walk up and wash their hands and things. I just thought that was kind of cute. And they do use that science table as well, mainly because it is one of their kind of tasks that I've set them to do. So this is one of the 2 smaller bedrooms. This is where I would imagine the kitchen staff and the caretaker sleep, and it is where they sleep. And yeah, it works out nice in gameplay. You can assign beds to everybody as well, which is really, really nice. And I really liked that. As much as I didn't want the bedrooms to be kind of separate and stuff, because I'm all about unisex and stuff. You know me, my loves. For like realistic purposes, boarding schools would be that way. It would be very, very cis thinking in a way where genders and stuff doesn't come into it. The establishment, that's the way. So don't think that I'm being, I'm not, I will be inclusive forever with everything that I do in life. But for this, I just wanted it to be that kind of style with boarding school. And I think most boarding schools, don't they only have like girls' schools and boys' schools? I've no idea, loves. I'm working class. This is a different universe to me. I would not have a bloody Scooby-Doo. But yeah, just wanted to say that. But this is a dining room. I know, lovely. I wanted to use these tiles. I just thought it really matched in with the vibe. I could imagine those tiles being in a place like this as well. So this is where I wanted them to all come and eat their dinner, but they didn't. They just sat in the dining room table in the kitchen. I even debated on getting rid of the dining table in the kitchen just for the gameplay, but I don't know. I think there'd be a bit of workaround, but I just really haven't played around with it enough to be able to do that. So you'll have to let me know. One annoying thing that because I've brought in kitchen staff, they cook and cook and cook and cook until they've got no counter space left and they don't put anything away, which is so annoying. I wish that was a thing in the code where you would just naturally put food away into the fridge. It's bloody annoying. So you do have to go and do that yourselves. And I found that you can't just drag them into the fridge either because you didn't make it. I think that might be the case, which again, stupid, annoying. So you do have to go and put all of the food away yourselves because nobody else bloody does it. So if you are playing a teacher sim, that is what you need to do, my loves. Just want to put that out there. But yeah, I like this kitchen. Works well in gameplay. It's big enough to cook everything because that's what the chef has been doing. But it was still fun. And the kids all come in and grab stuff. They even come in and cook some things themselves sometimes, like that sweet treat thing that I've put there. They do come and use that. I have seen it. So just be aware of that as well. It might have been a good thing to just lock the door for all the children, but I just don't understand how I would do that and then serve food to them. They'd probably just starve, you know? So, don't know. No idea. You'll have to let me know what you think you would do. This point here, I wanted to put a nice island in. So I do a bigger island on this area. And this is the main area where the chef does all of the cooking, really, because it's straight from the fridge. I do move it in a little bit because it's a bit too close there. And it all works really well. I tested this for a few hours. I was playing this, just doing a bit of role play with all of the teachers and the kids and stuff. And it worked out really good. It really did. I love the schedule thing. It works really well. Like once it gets to the point where the schedule is set, those sims will start doing whatever you have set them to do, which is very nice, apart from obviously the cleaning, because I just couldn't believe it. I think I saw us spraying a plant, when they get out the cleaning spray and they just, I think I saw her doing that at one point. But with lots of children, they make mess. And in The Sims, they do. And it usually is that brightly colored paint stuff, And I even got 2 robot vacuums to come in. They didn't, they were just going over it. I don't think that they cleaned that mess up, which is really annoying. So again, the teacher had to come in and do a bit of cleaning as well. So some bits not working so great. So this is me now. The dormitories are both exactly the same. I wanted them the same size, the same look and everything. And I'm just going to go ahead and just copy everything over. But yeah, I kind of put a little divider in between 2 of the beds just because they were a little bit too close together. I thought they would want their own space and stuff. So I just thought that was the best way about doing it in this kind of like establishment, this room. But yeah, this kind of school would definitely churn out lots of Tories. And I'm not for that, love. I'm really, really not. So yeah, not for me. But saying that, not all of them. And I will say that too. We've got some lovely people out there that aren't Tories. That would have gone to boarding schools. But yeah, gorgeous. I do like how it all came out. I didn't want to put too much personalization into everything either, because that could be your job if it comes to it. And I mean, when you're playing this kind of lot, I doubt you're going to be one of the children's sims. I mean, you could be, but yeah, I didn't want to go down the route of doing too much personalization. And I thought like a little chest at the end of the bed was a good look as well, just for storage and stuff, Very nice indeed. And then into the big bathroom. So it's very simple. I didn't want to hang towels or anything anywhere. In my head, they would have had their own towels, took them back to the rooms and whatnot. So it just wasn't realistic. And I didn't want mirrors and stuff up in the toilets either. One being the windows were there, but also their children, They don't need to be fussing with their appearances and stuff because it's just not the vibe. I did go and add a few more things into the toilets, but nothing much. I added in some, what was it called? Like the paper towel dispenser and some bins and things like that. But yeah. And then these are the 2 teachers' bedrooms. Again, very similar. One is slightly smaller than the other, but it could be interesting to get 2 teachers in and then use both of the classrooms and see if like the kind of children break up and use that kind of thing, and you do it separately, like go into the classroom separately. But yeah, that was my thought process anyway. But yeah, just all in all, had a ball doing this. I really did. I'm definitely going to be doing a lot more of the custom lot builds, so be on the lookout for that, my darlings. Anyway, I'm going to leave you now. I hope you have the most marvelous weekends. Thank you for all the support this week. Adore you all. See you next week. Goodbye.